The DNA test arrived on Christmas Eve. My daughter's paternity, 0%. My wife's lover was texting her from our daughter's bedroom, asking when she'd be home, asking when she'd tell me. That's when I stopped leaving. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back 3 days. To the moment everything ended. To the company Christmas party where my wife, Sarah, said the words that changed our lives forever. The ballroom is too bright. That's the first thing I notice. Chandeliers throwing light across 40 faces I barely know, all of them from Sarah's accounting firm. She's across the room in her red dress, the one I helped zip up 2 hours ago. Her boss, Derek, is standing too close. His hand rests on the small of her back. I count 3 seconds before she steps away. Then his hand returns. Sarah's phone buzzes on the table between us. Once, twice, 17 times during dinner. "Aren't you going to check that?" I ask. She doesn't look at me. "It's work." "It's Saturday night." "Michael." My name sounds like a warning. "Not here." Derek leans in to whisper something. She laughs, the kind of laugh I haven't heard in months. Light, easy, free. I stand. "I'm going to get some air." "Then get some air." She finally looks at me. Her eyes are flat. "Or go home if you're jealous." 40 people pretend not to hear. The woman beside me suddenly finds her phone fascinating. Derek's smile is small, satisfied. I leave. But here's the thing about being told to go home when you feel crazy. You start wondering if maybe you are. I drive past our house the first time, then circle back, park 2 blocks down on Maple Street where Mrs. Chen's porch light won't reach my windshield, not to spy, not exactly, to see if I'm crazy. The garage door opener sits in my cup holder. I pick it up, put it down, pick it up again. Sarah's car isn't home yet. It's 11:47 p.m. The party ended at 10. I wait. 11:52. A text from Sarah. Helping clean up. Home soon. 12:15. Another text. Stop being paranoid. I didn't text her. She's texting first. That's new. 12:33. Mrs. Chen's dog barks. I duck lower in my seat like a criminal on my own street. 1:47 a.m. Headlights, but it's not Sarah's sedan. It's a black Audi license plate BKT 4729. I know that plate. I've seen it in the office parking lot when I've picked Sarah up for lunch. Derek parks in my spot. In the driveway I shovel every winter, under the basketball hoop I installed for Emma. He gets out, adjusts his tie, walks to the front door like he's been here before. The door opens before he knocks. Sarah's silhouette, still in the red dress. They go inside. The kitchen light flicks on, the one with the dimmer switch that sticks, the one I keep meaning to fix. I check the doorbell camera app on my phone, the one that records motion, the one Sarah said was paranoid and unnecessary when I installed it 6 months ago. I scroll back. Not just tonight. Last Thursday, Derek's Audi, 3:22 p.m. I was in Denver for work. Last Monday, 7:18 p.m., I was at Emma's soccer practice. November 30th, November 23rd, November 18th, 12 times in 6 weeks, always when I was traveling or with Emma. The kitchen light stays on for 47 minutes. At 2:47 a.m., Derek leaves, jacket over his arm, hair slightly messed. When he backs out of the driveway, I see his face in the streetlight. He's smiling. I wait 15 minutes. Then I use my key, quietly, like a stranger. The house smells like Sarah's perfume and someone else's cologne. The living room is too neat. The couch cushions have been straightened. I find it under the center cushion, a gold cufflink, monogrammed, not mine, still warm. I climb the stairs. Each step is a decision. Each creak in the wood sounds like an alarm I can't shut off. Emma's door's cracked open. I push it wider. She's 7, small for her age, asleep on her stomach with her arm hanging off the bed, just like always. Her nightlight, the one I installed because she's afraid of the dark, throws stars across the ceiling. On her door, taped at her eye level, a drawing, 2 stick figures holding hands, One tall, one small. My daddy and me written in careful letters across the top. She stirs, rolls toward me. Daddy's home, she mumbles, her voice thick with sleep, like she always does, like she always has, like maybe she won't get to anymore. I don't sleep that night. I sit at the kitchen table with Derek's cufflink in my palm and watch the sun come up. Sarah comes downstairs at 6:30, dressed for yoga, hair perfect. You're up early, she says, casual, easy. I couldn't sleep. Guilty conscience. She's making coffee, not looking at me. Should I have one? I don't know, Michael. Should you? I put the cufflink on the counter, between us, under the light. She stops mid-pour. Derek forgot something, I say. That could be anyone's. It's monogrammed. Dr. Derek Reynolds, your boss. He was at the party. It probably fell off. It was under our couch cushion, still warm, at 3 a.m. My voice is level, calm, quieter than I thought possible. Her hand shakes. Coffee spills on the granite. You're being paranoid. I pull out my phone, open the doorbell camera footage, press play. Derek's face. 2:13 a.m. Walking into our house, her face goes white. There's more, I say. 12 visits, 6 weeks, always when I'm gone. Michael, I pull out the phone records. I've been up all night. I've printed everything, highlighted every call to one number, his number. 247 calls in 3 months, 847 text messages. Derek is my boss. We work together. At 2 a.m. on Sundays, while I'm reading bedtime stories to Emma? Emma. The name hits different in the silence. Sarah's face shifts from panic to something colder, harder. What are you going to do about it? Not sorry, not tears, not even denial anymore. Just, what are you going to do about it? From the dining room, Emma's voice. Daddy? She's standing in her pajamas, holding her stuffed rabbit, eyes too big for her face. Why are you yelling? We're not yelling, sweetheart, Sarah says, sweet, instant. Daddy's just upset about work. Daddy? Emma looks at me. I kneel down. Everything's okay. Go watch cartoons. I'll make pancakes in 10 minutes. She looks between us. 7 years old, and she already knows we're lying. Promise? Promise. She leaves, but I hear her footsteps stop in the hallway, listening. I want you out, Sarah says, quiet now, vicious. Today. This is my house too. Then I'll take Emma and go. There it is, the threat that's been waiting underneath everything. You can't just watch me. She walks out, grabs her yoga mat, slams the door so hard Emma's drawing flutters to the floor in the other room. I make pancakes. Emma eats 3 bites. Are you leaving? She asks. No, baby, I'm not leaving. But I don't know if that's true anymore. If you've ever been dismissed when your gut told you something was wrong, if you've ever had someone gaslight you with evidence right in your hands, drop "I trust myself" in the comments. Because that morning, sitting across from my daughter while she asked if I was leaving, I needed to hear that I wasn't crazy. James Patterson's law office smells like leather and old paper. He's 50-something, sharp suit, eyes that have seen worse than my situation but don't show it. How long have you been married? He asks. 9 years. And Emma is 7. He writes that down. Pauses. Is Emma biologically yours? The question hits like cold water. Yes. I've always assumed. You're on the birth certificate? Yes. Were you present at the birth? I cut the cord. He nods, flips through a folder, pulls out a document I don't recognize yet, a custody precedent binder with yellow flags on certain pages. Here's what you need to understand, Michael. If Sarah files for divorce and seeks custody, the court's primary concern is the child's best interest. If you're the biological and legal father, you have strong standing. And if I'm not? Patterson's pause is too long. If paternity is contested and you're proven not to be the biological father, your legal standing becomes complicated. Virginia recognizes presumed paternity based on marriage, but if she challenges it, she wouldn't. She might, especially if there's a biological father willing to step forward. He slides a paper across the desk. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this so you're prepared. If Derek is Emma's biological father and Sarah wants him in the picture, he's not. Emma was born in January 2017. Sarah and I got married in May 2016. We'd been together 3 years before that. Patterson pulls out a calculator. January 2017, full-term pregnancy? Yes. That puts conception in April 2016, before your marriage. The room tilts. Were you and Sarah together in April 2016? We were engaged, planning the wedding. Were there any separations, arguments, periods where you weren't in contact? She went to a work conference, Atlanta, 3 days. Patterson writes that down too. I need to ask you something difficult. Do you want to know? Know what? If Emma is biologically yours. The question sits between us like something alive, dangerous. She's my daughter. I understand that, but the court deals in facts. DNA tests are simple. A cheek swab results in 72 hours. If you're the biological father, we proceed with one strategy. If you're not, we proceed with another. Both are winnable, but I need to know what we're fighting. My phone buzzes, a text from Emma's school. Mr. Reed, Emma is asking for you. Can you pick up early? What happens if I'm not? I ask. Then we argue for psychological paternity. You've been her father for 7 years. You've established a bond. The court can still grant you custody or visitation rights based on that relationship, but it's harder. Sarah would have the advantage. How much harder? In Virginia, we'd be looking at proving that removing you from Emma's life would cause her significant psychological harm. We'd need witnesses, documentation, proof of your relationship, and even then, he doesn't finish. He doesn't have to. Order the test, I say. You're sure? No, but do it anyway. He hands me a kit, blue plastic box, 2 swabs. Results come back to this office 72 hours from when you mail it. Overnight shipping available. I look at the box. It's light, thin. How can something this small hold 7 years? One more thing, Patterson says. Don't leave the house. Don't move out. Don't give Sarah ammunition to claim you abandoned the family. Whatever she says, whatever threat she makes, stay. For Emma's sake, stay. I mail the test that afternoon. Overnight shipping, results expected, December 24th, Christmas Eve. Emma's school is red brick and white trim. I've driven this route 700 times, maybe more. Every morning drop-off, every afternoon pickup, every forgotten lunchbox and scraped knee. Today feels different. Ms. Rodriguez is waiting at the entrance, mid-30s, kind eyes, the kind of teacher who remembers every kid's birthday. Mr. Reed, thank you for coming early. Is Emma okay? She's fine, physically, but... She glances back toward the classroom. Can we talk? We sit on the bench outside the main office. Through the window, I can see Emma at her desk, drawing, always drawing. Emma's been asking about you a lot this week, Ms. Rodriguez says. More than usual. Yesterday she asked me if daddies ever stop being daddies. My chest tightens. What did you tell her? I said no, that daddies are forever. She pauses. But then she asked, what if the daddy has to move away? Mr. Reed, is there something going on at home? Why would she think I'm moving away? I was hoping you could tell me. She pulls out a piece of paper from her folder. This is from yesterday's journal assignment. What I'm worried about. She hands it to me. Emma's handwriting. 7-year-old careful. I'm worried my daddy will leave. Mommy says he might have to go away. I don't want him to go away. He makes me feel safe. I'm not going anywhere, I say, but my voice cracks. I'm not trying to pry, Ms. Rodriguez says, But Emma waited 40 minutes for pickup last Tuesday. Sarah never called. You were in Denver, I think. You'd let us know. Emma sat right there on that bench and cried. When Sarah finally arrived, Emma asked where you were. Sarah said you might not be coming back. She said what? I thought maybe it was a miscommunication, a difficult conversation taken out of context, but combined with this journal entry. She looks at me carefully. Mr. Reed, if there's a custody situation developing, the school should be informed, for Emma's sake. I pull out my phone, show her my emergency contact card from the school portal. I'm listed first, my number, my work number, my brother's number as backup. I know, that's why I called you. She stands. Emma talks about you constantly. My dad taught me to ride my bike. My dad makes the best pancakes. My dad knows all the constellations. She did a family project last month, all about my family. Do you want to see it? She doesn't wait for an answer. We walk to the classroom. The poster is still hanging. Emma's name at the top. Photos glued in careful rows. Every single photo has me in it. Me pushing her on a swing, me at her first soccer game, me reading bedtime stories, me and Emma making snow angels, me teaching her to tie her shoes. There are 32 photos on this poster. Sarah appears in 3. She worked on this for 2 weeks, Ms. Rodriguez says quietly. Brought in photos from home, asked me to help her write captions. This one says, "My dad is my favorite person." I can't breathe. Emma's lucky to have you, she says. Whatever's happening, don't let her forget that. Emma sees me through the window. Her face lights up. She waves. I wave back. But inside, I'm thinking about the DNA test sitting in a lab somewhere, about a number that might turn me from Dad into Mr. Reed, about a daughter who might not legally be mine. We get ice cream, chocolate chip, her favorite. Ms. Rodriguez says you've been worried, I say. Emma swings her legs under the table, doesn't look at me. Emma, baby, look at me. She does. Her eyes are Sarah's eyes, dark and deep, but the expression is all her own, scared, hopeful. Are you leaving? She asks. No. Mommy says you might have to. Mommy is wrong. But she said, I'm not leaving you, ever. Do you understand? She nods, but she's 7. She doesn't understand promises adults can't keep. Can I tell you something? She says. Anything. Last week, when you were gone, Uncle Derek came over. My blood goes cold. Uncle Derek? That's what Mommy calls him. He's not really my uncle. He's from Mommy's work. He was there for dinner and breakfast. He stayed over? Mommy said he missed his train, but he was laughing a lot. And she stops. And what? I don't like him. He talks to Mommy in a voice that's too nice. Fake nice. And he tried to sit in your chair. My chair? At dinner, the one you always sit in. I told him that's Daddy's chair. He said maybe it's his chair now. I close my eyes, count to 5, open them. What did Mommy say? She said I was being rude. She sent me to my room. Emma's voice gets smaller. I heard them laughing after, about me. I reach across the table, take her small hand in mine. You weren't being rude. That is my chair, and I'm going to keep sitting in it. Okay? Promise? Promise. But the promise tastes like a lie, because Derek's not just having an affair with my wife. He's moving into my life, my house, my chair, my daughter's world. Quick question for those of you listening. If you were in my position, knowing your wife betrayed you, knowing there's a DNA test coming that might change everything, would you fight for custody even without a biological tie? Or would you walk away to avoid the battle? A for fight, B for walk away. Let me know what you'd do, because I was about to find out if I'd even have the choice. December 24th, Christmas Eve. The envelope arrives at 9:47 a.m. Patterson's office forwarded it overnight. I hold it for 20 minutes. Just hold it. It's thin, light, like it couldn't possibly hold the weight of 7 years. My brother Ryan calls. He knows what day it is. You open it yet? No. Want me to come over? No. Maybe. I don't know. Michael, whatever it says, Emma's still your daughter. Not according to the law. Fuck the law. You've been her father since the day she was born, since before she was born. You painted her nursery. You got up for every 3 a.m. feeding. You taught her to walk, to read, to ride a bike without training wheels. You're the one who holds her when she has nightmares. That's not DNA. That's being a father. The court won't see it that way. Then make them see it that way. I hang up, stare at the envelope. Through the wall, I hear Emma in her room, singing along to some movie soundtrack, off-key, happy, Daddy's home. She said it last night when I tucked her in, like she always does, like she might not get to anymore. I open the envelope. The paper is official, clinical, cold, DNA paternity test results alleged. Verkoshir de Michael Reed, Trilled Emma Reed, date December 21st, 2025. I skip to the end, to the number that matters. Probability of paternity, 0%, 0, not 0%, not unlikely, 0. 7 years of dada. 7 years of midnight fevers and kindergarten graduations and soccer games in the rain. 7 years of being her father. The paper says 0%. I flip the page. There's more. Additional notes, genetic markers indicate testing was conducted properly. Sample integrity confirmed. Mother's sample consistent with child. Alleged father's sample shows no genetic relationship. Then, at the bottom, in smaller print, date of conception estimated April 14th, 2016. April 2016. Sarah's work conference. Atlanta, 3 days. The same conference where Derek gave a presentation, where they worked late, where she came home distant and different, and I thought it was just stress. I do the math. Emma was born January 18th, 2017. Full term, healthy, perfect. I was at the birth. I cut the cord. I was the first person to hold her, but I wasn't her father, not according to this. Derek was. I hear Emma's footsteps coming down the hall. 10 seconds to decide, show her the truth, or protect her from it. I fold the paper, slide it into Emma's My Daddy and Me drawing, the one I've been carrying since I found it on her door. Daddy? Emma's in the doorway. Can we make cookies? I look at her, really look. She has Sarah's eyes, Derek's nose maybe. I don't know. I've never looked for someone else in her face before. But her smile, the way she runs to me when she's scared, the way she reaches for my hand in parking lots, the way she says my name like it means safe, that's ours. That's 7 years of building something that has nothing to do with DNA. Yeah, baby, I say, we can make cookies. She hugs me, small arms around my waist. I love you, Daddy. I love you too. And I mean it. God, I mean it. Even if the law says I'm not her father, even if the DNA says I'm a stranger, I'm her dad. I've earned that. The mediation office is beige and corporate. A conference table, water bottles, a box of tissues that's been used recently. Rebecca Torres, the mediator, sits at the head. Neutral, professional. She's done this 500 times before. Sarah sits across from me with her lawyer, a woman named Patricia Vance, who looks like she eats men for breakfast. Sarah won't meet my eyes. We're here to discuss custody arrangements for Emma Reed, Torres says. Before we begin, I want to remind everyone that this is a non-binding mediation. The goal is to reach an agreement that serves Emma's best interests without court intervention. My client is agreeable to that, Vance says, with certain conditions. Which are? Patterson asks. Vance slides a document across the table, typed, prepared, rehearsed. Ms. Reed is requesting primary physical and legal custody. Mr. Reed would have visitation rights at Ms. Reed's discretion, pending certain evaluations. Evaluations? I ask. Psychological evaluation, home evaluation, standard procedure when paternity is in question. The room goes silent. You told them, I say to Sarah. She finally looks at me. I had to. You had to? Michael, please. I've been Emma's father for 7 years. I've been there for every moment, every milestone, every nightmare, every fever, every school play, every single day of her life. And you had to tell them I'm not her biological father. It's relevant, Vance says. Cool. Clinical. Mr. Reed has no biological tie to the child. Ms. Reed is the sole biological parent present in the household. The court will take that into consideration. The court will also consider 7 years of established paternity, Patterson says. Psychological bonding in loco parentis. Virginia also recognizes that biology matters, Vance interrupts, especially when the biological father is prepared to step forward. Everything stops. What? I say. Sarah's face is pale. Vance continues. Derek Reynolds has agreed to DNA testing and is prepared to acknowledge paternity. He and Ms. Reed intend to pursue a future together. It's in Emma's best interest to have her biological parents raising her in a stable home environment. Emma doesn't even know him, I say. Hon, he's been a presence in Emma's life for several months now, Vance says. She knows him as Uncle Derek. The transition would be gradual, supervised, therapeutic. You can't be serious. We're very serious, Vance says. She pulls out another document. We're also prepared to file charges. What charges? Abandonment. You left the family home on the night of December 15th after a confrontation. You've created an unstable environment. My client has documentation of your erratic behavior. I left a Christmas party after my wife told me to leave. You left the party, drove past your home multiple times, and parked 2 blocks away to surveil the house. You then confronted Ms. Reed with accusations at 6:30 a.m. while your daughter was present. You've been hostile, aggressive, unstable. That's not... We have a witness, Vance says. Mrs. Chen, your neighbor, saw your vehicle circling the block multiple times between midnight and 3 a.m. She's prepared to testify that you were engaged in stalking behavior. I look at Sarah. You're doing this. You're actually doing this. This is what's best for Emma, she says, but her voice shakes. Best for Emma, or best for you and Derek? Michael, you've been lying to her for months, telling her I'm leaving, bringing Derek into our house, letting him sit in my chair at dinner, making her think I'm abandoning her while you're the one erasing me. That's enough, Torres says. Let's take a breath. But I can't breathe. Patterson puts a hand on my arm. Michael, let me handle this. He turns to Vance. My client is not abandoning anyone. He's been Emma's primary caregiver for 7 years. We have documentation, school records, medical records, witness testimony from teachers, coaches, neighbors. We have financial records showing Mr. Reed has paid for Emma's expenses. We have photographs, videos, and Emma's own statements about their relationship. None of which supersedes biology, Vance says. Actually, it does. Virginia Code 2049.1 allows for equitable distribution of custody rights based on established relationships. The court can and will consider the psychological bond between Mr. Reed and Emma. We're prepared to argue that severing that relationship would cause significant emotional harm. Vance smiles. It's not kind. Then we'll see you in court, January 3rd, Judge Morrison. She stands. Sarah stands with her. Sarah, I say, please don't do this. She looks at me. For a second, 1 second, I see doubt, guilt, something human. Then it's gone. I'm sorry, she says, but he's not yours, Michael. He never was. They leave. Torres closes her notebook. I'm sorry, this isn't the outcome we hoped for. Patterson and I sit in silence. Can we win? I ask. Yes, but it's going to be hard. We need evidence, lots of it. We need to show that you're not just Emma's father in name. You're her father in every way that matters. We need witnesses, documentation, and we need Emma. Emma? At some point, the judge may want to speak with her in chambers, ask her who she wants to live with. She's 7. I know, but her voice matters. And if she says she wants you, if she can articulate why, it carries weight. I think about Emma's drawing, about please don't leave, written 17 times on the back. What do we do first? We build the case, school records, medical records, witness statements, everyone who's seen you with Emma, everyone who knows you're her father. He pauses. And we find out everything we can about Derek Reynolds. If a child in your life has ever begged you to stay through words, tears, or silence, leave a heart in the comments. You're not alone in carrying that weight, because what I didn't know yet was that Emma had been carrying it too, and she'd found her own way to ask for help. Ryan helps me. So does my friend Marcus from work. We spend 3 days gathering evidence like we're building a legal fortress. The school sends records, Emma's emergency contact form, my name, my number, my work address, pickup authorization, my name first, medical release forms, my signature, teacher notes, Emma's father very involved, attends all conferences, volunteers for field trips. Miss Rodriguez writes an affidavit, 2 pages, single-spaced. Emma Reed speaks constantly about her father, Michael Reed. She describes him as her primary source of emotional support. In September, Emma fell on the playground and requested that we call her dad before her mother. When asked why, she said, "Daddy comes faster." On November 12th, Emma's mother forgot to pick her up. Emma waited 40 minutes. When I called both parents, Michael Reed answered immediately and arrived within 15 minutes. Sarah Reed did not answer her phone. This pattern has been consistent throughout the school year. Her soccer coach sends a letter, short, blunt. I've coached kids for 12 years. I can count on one hand the number of dads who show up to every practice and every game. Michael Reed is one of them. Never missed, not once, rain, snow, doesn't matter, he's there. Emma looks for him before every kickoff. I've seen moms like Sarah at maybe 3 games all season. The kid knows who her parent is. Our pediatrician, Dr. Patel, sends medical records, every appointment for 7 years, my name on every form, my insurance, my signature. Michael Reed is listed as Emma's primary contact and decision maker for all medical matters. He has attended every well child visit, every vaccination appointment, and every sick visit. He can recite Emma's medical history from memory, including medication allergies and previous reactions. This level of involvement is consistent with primary caregiving. The bank records are damning in a different way. Emma's expenses, $47,284 over 7 years, daycare, preschool, elementary school, soccer, dance classes, birthday parties, clothes, toys, doctor visits. My accounts, $46.90 paid. Sarah's accounts, $394 paid, 3 birthday presents, 1 Easter basket, but that's not the worst part. Ryan finds it while going through our joint account statements. Hotel Mariposa, room 314, April 16th, 2016, $487, charged to our joint account. The account I put my paycheck into, the account we used for bills and groceries, and Emma's future. Sarah and Derek, the week Emma was conceived. I paid for the hotel room where my wife got pregnant with another man's child. There are more charges, more hotels, different cities, all business trips, all charged to our account, $12,140 over 3 years. I funded my wife's affair. Ryan prints everything, highlights the dates, cross-references them with Derek's business travel calendar, publicly available on the company website. Every hotel charge matches a conference Derek attended. Jesus, Michael, Ryan says, she was systematic. Build the case, I say, or find everything. He does. Text messages from Emma's school about Sarah missing pickups. 11 times since September. Receipts from restaurants I've taken Emma to. Daddy-daughter dates, she calls them. 63 receipts over 2 years. Photos. God, the photos. I didn't realize how many I'd taken. 2,000 plus on my phone. Emma's first day of kindergarten. Emma losing her first tooth. Emma's first soccer goal. Emma and me at the park. At the zoo, at the library, making pancakes, building snowmen, reading before bed. In 2000 photos, Sarah appears in 47. We compile it into a binder, 3 inches thick, tabs color-coded. Patterson reviews it, nods slowly. This is good. This is very good. It shows consistent caregiving, financial responsibility, and emotional bonding. But Michael, we need one more thing. What? Derek's paternity test. If we can prove he knew about Emma and chose not to be involved for 7 years, that he's only stepping up now because Sarah asked him to, it undermines their argument. How do we get that? We subpoena his records, his travel records, his phone records. If there's communication between him and Sarah about Emma's paternity, it's discoverable. You think there is? I think people who keep secrets usually write them down somewhere. He's right. Derek's text messages to Sarah, obtained through legal discovery, May 3rd, 2017. Emma is 4 months old. Derek, is she mine? Sarah, does it matter? Derek, I need to know. Sarah, it's handled. Michael doesn't suspect anything. August 12th, 2019. Emma is 2.5 years old. Derek, she looks like me. Sarah, she looks like herself. Derek, when are you going to tell him? Sarah, never. It's better this way. June 6, 2024, 6 months ago. Derek, I want to meet her, really meet her. Sarah, soon, I promise. December 14th, 2024, the night before the Christmas party. Derek, tomorrow, I'm done hiding. Sarah, what if he fights? Derek, then we fight back. Patterson reads them aloud in his office, his voice flat, professional. But his face shows what he's thinking. These people planned this. They knew, I say, for years. Derek knew Emma was his daughter and did nothing. And now that Sarah's bored with hiding, now that she wants to play house with him, he's suddenly Father of the Year. That's exactly what we'll argue, Patterson says. He abandoned his responsibilities. You assumed them. For 7 years, you were Emma's father. He was a coward who sent child support payments and Christmas cards. He didn't even do that. Exactly. No child support, no attempt at contact, no interest in Emma's life until it became convenient, until Sarah made him an offer he wanted. What offer? Patterson hesitates. Michael, there's something else. He pulls out another document. Financial disclosure. Required in custody cases. Sarah's salary, $87,000. Derek's salary, $340,000. She's not doing this because she loves him, I say. She's doing this because he's rich. I can't prove that, but the timing is convenient. She starts the affair in 2016, gets pregnant, marries you. You have a stable job, health insurance. You'll be a good father. She keeps Derek as the backup plan. And when Emma's old enough that she doesn't need constant care, when Derek's career has advanced and he's making real money, suddenly it's time to upgrade. I feel sick. She used me. She used you to raise Derek's child until it was profitable to switch. And Emma, what was Emma, a pawn? To Sarah? Probably. Patterson's voice softens. But to you, Emma is your daughter, and that's what we're going to prove in court. I find it on December 28th, another drawing, this one hidden in Emma's backpack. The assignment was titled, When I'm Sad. Everyone in her class had to draw a picture and write a sentence. Emma's picture, 2 stick figures, one tall, one small, the tall one holding the small one, both crying. The sentence, when I'm sad, my daddy holds me and says it will be okay even when he's sad too. But that's not what breaks me. It's the back of the paper where she's practiced writing something over and over in careful, wobbly letters. 17 times. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. 17 times. The same number of text notifications Sarah got during dinner. The same number of photos Emma chose for her family poster. 17 times my 7-year-old daughter asked me to stay, without ever saying the words out loud. I sit on her bedroom floor with the drawing in my hands and I cry, Not quiet tears, not controlled. I cry like something in me is breaking, because she knows, somehow she knows, that her mother is trying to erase me, that there's a battle coming, that I might lose. And she's asking, begging, in the only way a 7-year-old knows how. Please don't leave. Emma finds me there, on her floor, with her drawing. Daddy? Her voice is small, scared. I wipe my face, try to compose myself. I'm okay, baby. You're crying. I'm just proud of you. Proud? I hold up the drawing. This, you and me. When we're sad, we help each other, right? She nods. Emma, I need you to know something. No matter what happens, no matter what anyone says, I'm your dad. And I'm not leaving. Ever, okay? Mommy says, I don't care what Mommy says, I'm not leaving you. She climbs into my lap, 7 years old, but still small enough to fit perfectly. I don't want Uncle Derek to be my daddy, she whispers. What? Mommy says Uncle Derek is going to be my new daddy, but I already have a daddy. I have you. Did Mommy tell you Derek is your biological father? I don't know what that means, but Mommy says Derek is my real dad and you're just... She can't finish. I'm just what, baby? You're just the man who helped. The words hit like a fist. Emma, look at me. She does, eyes like Sarah's, but filled with something Sarah lost years ago. Trust. I am your real dad. Biology doesn't matter. DNA doesn't matter. What matters is who shows up, who stays, who loves you no matter what. And that's me. That's always been me. That will always be me. Promise? I promise. She hugs me tighter. I love you, Daddy. I love you too. But over her shoulder, I see Sarah standing in the doorway, watching us, her face unreadable. Then she turns and walks away. And I know that this is just the beginning. January 3rd, 8:47 a.m., Fairfax County Courthouse. The hallway smells like floor polish and fear, marble floors, high ceilings, every footstep echoes. Emma's with Ryan, at his apartment. I told her I had an important meeting. She asked if it was about her. I said yes. She asked if I was fighting to keep her. I said yes. She made me promise to come back. I promised. Patterson adjusts his tie. Remember, stay calm. Don't react. Let me handle Vance. Easy for you to say. Michael, I've been doing this for 23 years. I've seen worse cases. We have evidence. We have witnesses. We have 7 years of you being Emma's father. Biology isn't everything. Tell that to the judge. I will. Sarah arrives with Vance. And Derek, he's wearing a suit, charcoal gray, expensive. His hair is perfect. His face is the face of a man who's never had to fight for anything in his life. He looks at me, nods, like we're colleagues, like he didn't destroy my family. I want to hit him. Patterson's hand on my arm. Don't. We enter the courtroom. Judge Angela Morrison presides. 50-something, sharp eyes, a reputation for being fair but ruthless. She's heard 1,000 custody cases. She's seen every lie, every manipulation, every parent using their child as a weapon. She doesn't smile. This is the matter of Reed versus Reed, she says. Custody of minor child Emma Reed, age 7. Ms. Vance, you're representing the petitioner? Yes, Your Honor. Sarah Reed is seeking primary physical and legal custody. Mr. Patterson, you're representing the respondent? Yes, Your Honor. Michael Reed is seeking joint custody with primary placement. Before we begin, I want to make something clear. I don't care about your marital issues. I don't care who cheated on whom. I don't care about hurt feelings or broken promises. I care about one thing. What's best for Emma Reed. Understood? Yes, Your Honor, we all say. Good, Ms. Vance, you're opening. Vance stands, smooth, polished, prepared. Your Honor, this case is straightforward. Biology matters. The law recognizes biological parentage as the foundation of parental rights. Mr. Michael Reed is not Emma's biological father. DNA testing confirms zero genetic relationship. The biological father, Mr. Derek Reynolds, is present and willing to assume his parental responsibilities. Ms. Reed, Emma's biological mother, requests primary custody with Mr. Reynolds as an involved co-parent. She pulls out documents: the DNA test, Emma's birth certificate, Derek's paternity test recently completed showing 99.9% probability. Mr. Reed has been a presence in Emma's life, yes, but presence doesn't create legal rights. Mr. Reed and Miss Reed are divorcing. The marriage is dissolving. With it, Mr. Reed's presumption of paternity dissolves as well. The biological father is stepping forward. This is the natural order of things. She sits. Patterson stands. Your Honor, the natural order would have been Derek Reynolds stepping forward 7 years ago, when Emma was born, when she needed a father, but he didn't. He knew about Emma. We have text messages proving he knew, and he chose to do nothing. 0 child support, 0 involvement, 0 interest. He opens our binder, 3 inches thick. What's natural is what happened instead. Michael Reed became Emma's father, not by biology, by choice, by showing up every single day for 7 years, by 2 a.m. feedings and kindergarten graduations, and scraped knees and bedtime stories, by being the person Emma calls when she's scared, by being the parent who shows up. He spreads photos across the table. Emma and me, hundreds of them. This isn't about DNA, Your Honor. This is about abandonment versus commitment. Derek Reynolds abandoned his child. Michael Reed committed to her for 7 years. That's not presence. That's fatherhood. Judge Morrison looks at the photos. Her face reveals nothing. I'll hear your evidence. Ms. Vance, call your first witness. Sarah testifies first. She's rehearsed, calm, sympathetic. I married Michael in good faith, she says. I thought he was Emma's father. When I found out about the DNA results, when Derek told me the truth, I had to make a difficult decision. What's best for Emma, having her biological father in her life, or maintaining a fiction? When did you learn Mr. Reed wasn't Emma's biological father? Vance asks. June of this year. It's a lie. The text messages prove it, but Vance doesn't mention the text yet. And why are you seeking sole custody? Michael has become unstable, aggressive. He stalked our home. He's interrogated Emma about Derek. He's created a hostile environment. I'm concerned for Emma's emotional well-being. Patterson cross-examines, gentle at first. Ms. Reed, you testified you learned about paternity in June. Is that accurate? Yes. So these text messages from May 2017 where Derek asks if Emma is his and you confirm, those didn't happen? He shows her phone. Her face pales. I meant June is when we decided to tell Michael. You mean June is when Derek decided he wanted to play father? Patterson's voice hardens. 7 years, Ms. Reed. 7 years Derek knew about Emma. How much child support did he pay in those 7 years? We didn't need... How much? None. How many birthdays did he attend? He couldn't... How many? None. How many times did he pick Emma up from school, take her to the doctor, comfort her when she had nightmares? Michael did those things. Exactly. Michael did those things, while Derek did nothing, while you lied to Michael, while you used Michael to raise Derek's child. Isn't that correct? Isn't that correct, Ms. Reed? Yes. Her voice breaks. No further questions. Derek testifies next, confident, unapologetic. I made mistakes, he says. I should have stepped up sooner, but I'm here now. I want to be Emma's father. Why now? Patterson asks on cross. Because I'm ready. You weren't ready when she was born, when she learned to walk, when she started school. I was younger, focused on my career. You were 34 when Emma was born. You're 41 now. Your career was already established. You just didn't want the responsibility. Isn't that true? No. You didn't want to be a father until Sarah offered you the full package, a ready-made family, A child past the diaper stage. A woman willing to erase the man who actually did the work. Convenient timing, Mr. Reynolds. That's not... You sent this text to Sarah in August 2019. She looks like me. That's what you said, but you didn't meet her, didn't call, didn't send a birthday card. You just observed her existence like she was a curiosity, a thing that looked like you, not a child who needed a father. Derek's jaw tightens. I'm here now. 7 years late, but I'm here. No further questions. Our witnesses testify. Ms. Rodriguez describes Michael's involvement. The soccer coach confirms he never missed a game. Dr. Patel reads medical records. Michael's name on every form, every decision, every emergency contact. The financial records are read aloud. $47,284 in expenses. Michael paid $46,890. Sarah paid $3 Derek paid $0. The defense calls Mrs. Chen, Patterson says, our neighbor. Elderly, nervous, but honest. Yes, I saw Michael's car that night, she says. December 15th, parked on the street. I thought it was strange. Usually he parks in the driveway. But then I saw Derek's car in the driveway, in Michael's spot. And I understood. Understood what? Patterson asks. Why Michael was parked on the street. His spot was taken. The courtroom is silent. Have you observed Michael with Emma? Every day for 7 years. He walks her to the bus stop, rain or shine. He helps her practice soccer in the yard. He built her a treehouse last summer. Took him 3 weekends. He reads to her on the porch swing. I can hear them sometimes through my window, her laughing, him doing different voices for the characters. And Ms. Reed. Sarah works a lot. I rarely see her with Emma. When I do, she's usually on her phone. And Mr. Reynolds. Before December, I never saw him, not once, until he started staying over. Then suddenly he's there all the time, acting like he owns the place. Vance tries to discredit her. Mrs. Chen, you're 78 years old. Your eyesight is fine. I see perfectly well, and I know what a father looks like. Michael is Emma's father. The judge makes a note. We break for lunch. Patterson pulls me aside. It's going well. The judge is seeing what we need her to see. But Vance is going to push for a psychological evaluation. She's going to argue that Emma is too attached to you, that it's unhealthy. It's not unhealthy. I know. But they're going to spin it that way. Which is why... He pauses. Michael, the judge wants to speak with Emma. My stomach drops. No. It's not optional. When the biological parentage is contested and the child is old enough to express a preference, judges often interview the child in chambers. She's 7. Old enough. Judge Morrison wants to hear from Emma today, after lunch. I can't let her... You don't have a choice. Neither do I. But Michael, this could win it for us. If Emma tells the judge she wants you, if she can explain why, it carries enormous weight. She's 7 years old. You want to put her on trial? I want to give her a voice, because right now 3 adults are deciding her future. Emma should have a say. What if she says the wrong thing? What if Sarah's gotten to her? Then we'll deal with it. But I don't think she will. I've seen the drawings, Michael. I've read the teacher's affidavit. Emma knows who her father is. I don't want her scared. Neither do I. But she's already scared. She's been scared since Sarah started telling her you're leaving. Let's give her the chance to say what she needs to say. At 2:15 p.m., Ryan brings Emma to the courthouse. She's wearing her favorite dress, purple with butterflies, her hair in pigtails. On her wrist, the bracelet I gave her, silver, engraved E+M always. She's carrying something, a piece of paper, folded carefully. Daddy! She runs to me. I catch her. Hey, baby. Mr. Ryan said you needed me. I do. There's a judge who wants to meet you. A judge? She's a nice lady. She just wants to ask you some questions about our family. Emma looks worried. What kind of questions? About who takes care of you, who you feel safe with, things like that. Do I have to talk to Mommy? Mommy will be there, but you'll mostly talk to the judge. Will you be there? Patterson kneels down. Emma, I'm Mr. Patterson. I'm your dad's lawyer. The judge wants to talk to you alone, just you and her, in her office. It's private. No one else will be there. Not even Daddy? Not even Daddy, but he'll be right outside the door, the whole time. Emma looks at me, scared. It's okay, I say. Just tell the truth. Answer her questions. Be yourself. What if I say the wrong thing? There's no wrong thing, baby. Just tell her how you feel. She nods, but her hand tightens around mine. Sarah appears with Vance, sees Emma. Emma, sweetheart, Sarah says. Sweet, too sweet. You look so pretty. Emma doesn't respond. The judge is ready, the bailiff says. Emma looks at me one more time. I've got you, I whisper. Always. She walks toward the judge's chambers, small, brave. The door closes, and I wait. 15 minutes, 20, 30, every minute is an hour. Finally, the door opens. Emma emerges. Her face is streaked with tears. I rush to her. Emma! She throws her arms around me, sobbing. It's okay. You're okay. I've got you. The bailiff says the judge will see counsel in chambers. Bring the parties. We file into Judge Morrison's office. She's sitting behind her desk. Emma's drawing is in front of her, the one Emma brought. My daddy and me, two stick figures holding hands. I've reached a decision, Morrison says. Her voice is firm, final. This is an unusual case. Biologically, Mr. Reed has no parental claim. Legally, his presumption of paternity dissolved with the DNA evidence. Traditionally, the court would favor the biological parents. My heart stops. However, this court also recognizes that family is more than genetics. Virginia law allows for equitable custody arrangements based on psychological parentage when a child has bonded with a non-biological parent, and severing that relationship would cause demonstrable harm. She looks at Derek. Mr. Reynolds, you knew about Emma for 7 years. You did nothing, no support, no involvement, no interest until it became convenient. That's not fatherhood. That's biology. And biology alone doesn't make you a parent. She looks at Sarah. Ms. Reed, you deceived Mr. Reed for 7 years. You allowed him to believe Emma was his child. You allowed him to bond with her, to become her father while keeping the truth from everyone. You don't get to decide now, after 7 years, that he's disposable. She looks at me. Mr. Reed, Emma told me something in chambers. She said, my daddy is the person who stays when things are hard. She said, Uncle Derek only comes when Mommy wants him to, but Daddy comes because I need him. Morrison picks up Emma's drawing. She brought this to show me. She said she drew it when she was 5. She's had it on her door for 2 years, and when I asked her who her daddy was, she pointed to this stick figure. She said, that's my daddy. He's tall, and he has kind eyes, and he never leaves. She pauses. Emma also told me something that gave me pause. She said her mother told her that Mr. Reed isn't her real father, that Derek is her real father. She said it made her confused because her real father, the one who's real to her, is Michael, the one who's always been there. Morrison sets the drawing down. This court finds that Michael Reed has established psychological paternity through 7 years of consistent, loving care. Severing that relationship would cause Emma significant emotional harm. Therefore, I am granting primary physical custody to Michael Reed, with visitation rights for Sarah Reed, supervised initially, then transitioning to standard visitation pending completion of family therapy. Your Honor, Vance stands. I'm not finished. Mr. Reynolds, you have an opportunity to build a relationship with Emma, but you don't get to displace the father who raised her. You abandoned your responsibilities. Mr. Reed assumed them. Biology does not make you a parent, Mr. Reynolds. Presence does. Consistency does. Love does. She signs the order, stamps it. Primary custody to Michael Reed. Court adjourned. Sarah is crying, silent tears. Derek looks stunned. Vance is already on her phone. We're filing an appeal. File whatever you want, Patterson says, but Emma goes home with her father today. Emma is waiting in the hallway. She sees my face. Daddy? I kneel down. You're coming home with me. Really? Really? She throws her arms around my neck. I told the judge you're my real daddy. I know, baby. I know. Over her shoulder, I see Sarah watching. Her face crumples. For a second, just a second, I feel sorry for her. Then Emma whispers, "Can we go home now, Daddy?" And I realize home isn't about biology. It's not about DNA. It's not even about a house. Home is the person you call when you're scared. The person who shows up. The person who stays. Yeah, baby, I say. Let's go home. Family isn't about blood. It's about who stays. If someone in your life chose to be your family, a parent, a mentor, a friend who became something more, share this story with them. Tell them why they matter, because the people who choose us are often the ones who save us. 1 year later, Emma is 9 now, taller, braver, still small enough to fit in my arms when she wants to. We're in our new house, smaller than the old one, but it's ours. The kitchen has better light. The backyard has space for a garden. Emma's room has purple walls. Her choice. On her door, a new drawing, same 2 stick figures, but the title has changed. Home. We're making pancakes, Sunday morning tradition. Dad, she says, not Daddy anymore. Dad. Can I tell you something? Anything. She's quiet for a moment, then, I know about the DNA test. My stomach drops. Emma, Ms. Rodriguez told me, last year, when I was crying at school because Mommy said you weren't my real dad. Ms. Rodriguez said sometimes dads and daughters don't share blood, but they share something more important. What did she say was more important? Choice. Emma looks at me, Sarah's eyes, but the expression is all her own, clear, certain. She said some dads are dads because they have to be, but the best dads are dads because they want to be. Emma, I just wanted you to know that I know, and it doesn't matter. You're still my dad. You're more my dad, because you chose me when you didn't have to. Her voice cracks, and I choose you too, always. I can't speak, can't breathe. She hugs me, small arms around my waist, head against my chest. I love you, Dad. I love you too. We stand there for a long time, pancakes burning on the stove, smoke alarm going off, neither of us moving. Finally, Emma pulls back, wipes her eyes. We should probably get those, she says, pointing to the smoking pan. I laugh. She laughs. We save what we can, throw out the rest, start over, like we've been doing for a year now, like we'll keep doing, and because that's what family does. We start over, we keep trying, we choose each other, every single day. Later that afternoon, I pick Emma up from her friend's birthday party. She runs to the car, backpack bouncing, face flushed from games. She climbs in, buckles up. Good party? I ask. The best. I pull out of the driveway, radio on low. Emma humming in the back seat. Then, quietly, Daddy's home. I glance in the rear view. She's not looking at me. She's looking out the window, smiling. What was that, Em? Nothing, just, you're here. You came to get me, like you always do. Of course I came. I know. She meets my eyes in the mirror. That's why you're my dad. This channel tells stories about the families we choose, the boundaries we hold, and the love that stays. If that resonates with you, subscribe, because we don't leave, not when it matters. That night, after Emma's asleep, I find another drawing on my desk, new. She must have made it today, same 2 stick figures, but this time, the tall one has something drawn over his chest. A cape. Underneath, in Emma's careful handwriting, my superhero is the one who stayed. I frame it, hang it next to the others. 4 drawings now, a timeline of our story. My daddy and me, from when she was 5. When I'm sad, from 2nd grade. Home, from last month. And now, my superhero. Not because I have superpowers, but because I stayed. I look at them in the hallway light. 4 pieces of paper, crayon and marker, a child's art. But they're more than that. They're evidence, proof, a record of what it means to be a father when biology says you're not. They say blood is thicker than water, but whoever said that never met a father who chose his daughter every single day for 7 years and then fought like hell to keep doing it. That's not blood. That's not DNA. That's love. And love, real love, doesn't leave. Not ever.